friend, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm Agatha, and today, for the first day of February, we're going to be going through all of my WIPs that I was able to find, and we're going to be deciding whether to frog them or to finish them. Earlier this week, I had a burst of energy. I have no idea where it came from, but I decided to completely reorganize my yarn stash, and I got really far. I was actually able to organize about 3/4 of it, but for the last quarter of it, I haven't been able to feel super comfortable with where it is. Until I go through all of these WIPs, I know I want to frog a bunch of them, so I want to have them situated exactly where I want before I call the yarn organization push completely done. So before we even get started, I need to talk about, sorry about my squeaky chair, I need to talk about the sweater that I finished. This is the Hexi Wrap by Shy Killstrom, and this just came out so cute, and actually it kind of matches with the pajamas that I was already wearing, so it works out great. So grab yourself something to drink and your favorite project, and let's get right into it. So this is the state of my unfinished projects that we're going to be going through right now. And this is what my office is looking like. This is one of the two large luggers that I use for my stash. That is the quarter of my yarn stash that I haven't felt comfortable organizing just yet. Everything that is under it, however, is very nicely organized. So it just looks crazy, but it is not actually that crazy. That is the yarn from my husband's late grandmother. I have no idea where to put. I need to figure that out. That is Flower Power squares that I will get into. This is a bin full of a bunch of finished projects. Actually, I took them to show a couple kids that I was teaching how to crochet. I wanted to show them a couple things that they could make, and then they never took it out of the bin, so I need to deal with that. And actually, I can see an unfinished project from here, so I'll need to grab that. And a bunch of yarn that I bought a couple months ago. I have no idea where that is gonna fit. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy, and I think that going through all of these projects is gonna help me just be able to move forward to the next step. I already expect I'm not going to be able to remember all of the pattern names and designer names from all of these things. I'll just put them on the screen in case you're interested. But this is the first item that was on the bucket. This is a top that I started in 2023, and this was when I decided that I really wanted to relearn how to knit again. Because I had been crocheting for so long, I did not realize that if you wanted to knit things in the round, you should really gauge swatch in the round. So by the time that I got to this point and I actually tried it on, it's too big. I wanted it to have a lot more negative ease. Right now, I'm not entirely sure if it has any negative ease, so I just don't like the way that it looks on me. So this needs to be a frog. There's no point in trying to salvage this. I don't even know where the rest of the yarn is from this. The next one is this one. This is a pillow cover that my husband had asked me to make him. I made the pillow cover, I just never covered the pillow with it. So this one is basically already done. I just need to cover the pillow with it. This one I think is from 2024. So this is a keep. It is really soft. That is really nice. That explains why he wanted it as a pillow cover. Next one up is this pooling blanket that I started. This was so freaking fun. I think that this is probably 2023 or 2022. I'm not exactly sure. This is so cool. I had so much fun just getting to figure out how this works. The reason why I never finished it is because I think that this entire thing took 2 skeins of yarn and I only had 4. So I think I'll frog it and then I'll just make it smaller or like narrower so I can actually make a little bit of a throw situation with it. So that is gonna get frogged. The next one is the beginning of a top. You can barely see it, but it's got these kind of lacy situation that creates some flowers. I have no idea if you can actually see that properly. Here we go. So this was gonna be a top. This was the back, and then it was supposed to like come forward like this. And I was supposed to attach it in the front somehow. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't keep going. So this was probably just me just playing around with yarn, and then I moved on to something else. I should frog this. I don't know even what pattern this was. Where did I get it from? I don't know. And it's not in my Ravelry projects page, so no point in trying to finish it. I'm just gonna go ahead and frog it. The next one, I am already very, very enthusiastically knowing that I'm not gonna be frogging. This is a Jessamine made little crop top, whatever. I don't remember which one of all of her crop tops patterns this is. This one I started last year because I needed a project for when we went to Las Vegas. And this was a lot of fun to make. I think that the point where I got really mixed up is I wanted to make I-cord straps, and I also wanted to make an I-cord edging along the back, like over here. And that is not the way that the pattern is written, so I was really experimenting with this, and I'm not entirely happy with the way that I did it. But now that I've had more experience adding I-cord edges to my projects, I think that I should be able to just undo the edging and do it again, and it should come out really, really cute. And I love this yarn. It's just like a beautiful, really, 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 really dark green that almost looks black. I love this yarn so freaking much. So this one is definitely a keep. So the next one is so old. This is so old. This was a poncho. It was supposed to be a poncho that I started probably in 2020. I'm pretty sure that I started this just to start something. There was some thought that maybe I would really like having some poncho, really slouchy something to keep over my shoulders so that I could keep warm while I was working. But I don't like this at all, actually. I don't like it at all. It is a nice yarn. It is nice enough, but yeah, this needs to go. Then, somehow this ended up under a bunch of stuff, but this is a terrazzo neck by Petite Knit that I made last winter. And I think it ended up in the WIP pile because last winter ended up being one of the warmest winters that we've experienced up here. So I didn't really have any motivation to block it and weave in the ends. I'm definitely keeping it. I just need to weave in the ends. Alright, so we continue with the really, really old stuff. I think that this one is from 2022. It's kind of funny that I'm pulling this out now because I'm literally wearing a hexagon sweater right now. Or a hexagon cardie, and this is another hexagon cardie. I think that this one is by the Make and Do crew. And I specifically remember the reason why I never finished this is because I hate crocheting ribbing. It's just, it always comes out so ugly when I do it, and it never functions the way that I would hope that it would function. So I just completely gave up because I made it to the part that needs ribbing. But also, now that I'm looking at it, I made it with Trubu yarn, and it's pretty heavy. I don't know if you're able to just tell from video like how heavy this is. I think I should still finish this. And if it's too heavy and if I still am not entirely sure, maybe at that point I'll frog it. But I got so far with this. It's completely done. It just needs the ribbing. So this is a finish. I need to finish this. Hydration break. Have some sips of your water or your tea or your coffee or whatever you're drinking if you're drinking anything. I need to mentally prepare myself for explaining what the next project is. But basically, I think in 2021 or 2020, I had this, what I thought, genius idea to make myself blankets that looked like they were quilted, but by using crocheted hexagons and granny squares and stuff. And I drew it out. It was so freaking cool. I think that ever since then, the Stella quilt patterns came out. Obviously, that one is knitting, but it is the same general idea. And I very specifically remember being like, damn it, I should have just gone for that idea when I had it. These are all of the hexies. They're all like tied together. This is as far as I got. And there's probably more in here. So I've got a bunch of hexagons. I've got them all tied up. A lesson that I have not yet learned clearly is that even though I have a lot of fun actually crocheting granny squares and hexagons and all of that, I don't actually like putting them together. But it would be a little bit crazy for me to undo all of these. Because what am I gonna do with all of the remaining yarn? Like tie them together and then I'm gonna have one long string of yarn with a ton of knots on it. I'm just gonna tell myself that I should really finish it, and I'll put it in the finish. Please, future me, please finish this or do something with it because it can no longer continue existing in this format. All right, and then I think at some point, probably also 2021, clearly I had a lot of that velvet yarn, and I clearly got tired of my making a hexy blanket that looks like it's quilted idea. That was a mouthful. I started using the yarn to make a blanket. And then I got tired of this also, so I never finished it either. It looks very cute now that I'm looking at it on camera. I mean, even just like in person. It's very cute. I have so much of this yarn. I'm gonna keep this. I'm not gonna work on it right now. I don't know when I'll work on it again. So cute. I can't frog it. I simply cannot. Whoa, okay, there's so much. Oh, this is so bad. This, I'm pretty sure, is Karen 1 pound. And this is all attached to this cardie. This is a really weird cardie, too. I think it's supposed to be like a 3. You know what? I'm gonna put it on right now. Let's put it on right now. Because what the heck even is this? The sleeve is so short. This one is also probably 2021. Clearly I have a lot of stuff from 2021 that I didn't finish. It was just so much fun to experiment. Like, no thoughts, just experiment. Just see if I can make things, you know? What even? Look look at that ribbing. It's so chunky. I'm really not a fan of that. Okay, I can get behind the short sleeve. I can get behind it, but dang, is that tight. That does not stretch anymore. That is super tight. Okay, I'm keeping this. I can fix it, you guys. I can fix it. So, if I redo the ribbing on the sleeve, and this sleeve also appears to be done or almost done, and then redo the ribbing on the bottom, do a button band. This could be cute. This could be cute. I need to put it on again. I feel like there's potential, but also where I wear this. Probably not. Probably not. I would probably not wear this, even if I finished it. So I should really frog it. I'm gonna frog it. It's gonna be so frustrating yet satisfying to completely ball back up this entire mat of yarn. Alright, how are we doing on battery? Is my phone dying? Holy smokes! My phone will be dying soon, so we need to move a little bit faster. We're almost done, however. Okay, there's a lot of pieces to this next one. But basically, there is a pattern on Ravelry to make a blanket that resembles the shining carpet. And that's what this is. They go kind of like this. 11, 12, 13. Holy smokes, I've got 13 of these. That's fun. Can I make something with just 13 of these? I'm supposed to have 20. Is this enough yarn to make 20? I don't think that there's enough yarn in here to finish 20 of these. So maybe I'll try to figure out what can I make with 13 of these. These were, if I didn't mention it, these were for my husband. Clearly I'm very bad at finishing the projects that I start for him. I should really finish this. I'm going to finish this. This is really fun. This is really cool, and it's pretty close to being done. Alright, we have an almost finished hot pad using Lily Sugar and Cream yarn. I have 2.5 cones of this yarn. I have so much of this yarn. This one is almost done. I should really just finish it. Clearly I started doing something. This might have been me trying to make a sweater. Clearly I gave up on it. This material has to be something kitchenware. It cannot be clothing. And then I have all of this attached to it. So I will frog this, and this will finish. It's a hot pad. I'll just finish it. There we go. Last couple of items in the bin are these mandalas. So, maybe 2023 or 2022 at some point, I got super into mandalas. I made a huge mandala that I was super proud of, and it's at my parents' house right now. And then I made one of these, which I gifted to my sister, and I found the pattern to be so freaking fun that I made 2 more. This isn't even whether to frog or finish. This is finished. I think I'll put this on the wall. This one, I'm pretty sure is also finished. It's just still attached. So I just need to weave in a couple of ends and then it'll be done. On to the finish pile. Now we still have a couple of projects that are just kind of laying around. Let me grab those and I'll be right back. Alright, we've got a few more projects over here. The first one that I wanted to talk about, I'm pretty sure this is one of the proper oldest unfinished objects that I have. And it was for my husband. So, I have a bunch of these like peacock feather type of things. My idea originally was to make these and then to like put them together to make something also kind of like a pillow cover, because he loves peacock feathers. They look like avocados. They don't look like peacock feathers. I don't even know how I would put these together. I don't know what I was thinking. How would I even put these together? I have 4 of these, which are basically finished. They just need to have their ends tied in. And this one is unfinished. I definitely still have the yarn. I already put it away. I don't know what I would make with these. There would be no point in undoing this. So this goes into the finish pile, but this one is going to take some thought. If you have any ideas on what I could make with this, definitely let me know. Maybe if I tie them to like the ends like this, and then like this. Maybe I could make it something that can hang off the wall. I don't know. Next WIP is this pansy flower. Here we go. This one I started in 2023. This was gonna be a purse, a pansy purse. And I like it a lot. Honestly, I should just finish it and maybe just put it up on the wall, like something decorative to just have on the wall. The pattern itself was good enough. It was good, but I don't know what it is about myself. I'm always like modifying patterns. So I put a lot of modifications into this, but then I started working on other projects. So I completely forgot about this. I want to finish this. I'm so close to being done, honestly. I'll just finish it. All right. Then we have this sweater, which I have shown relatively recently, a few months ago, maybe in October. This is a meshy crochet sweater that I used with a velvet yarn that I reclaimed from my sister's stash. This is basically done. The only thing that's left is just to do the ribbing on one of the sleeves. Maybe ribbing at the bottom. Not sure. This was almost done. I don't know what it is. I really should just pick up the stitches for the sleeve and do the ribbing. So this one is definitely going into finish. And then to finish this video, this is the very last 2 unfinished projects that I have. I have all of these that I used from the all-in-one Flower Power yarn. It comes back to me talking about I like making granny squares and I like making hexies, but I don't like putting them together. So look at me in 6 months from now. Maybe I'll make another finally finishing my hexie blanket video, and these will reappear at that time. Alright, well, if my calculations are correct, I am frogging 6 projects, and I am finishing 15 or 16? I really thought I was going to be frogging a lot more than I set aside to frog, but I mean, it is about a third of all of the unfinished projects that I had, so I guess that sounds about right. Now that I'm finally going to just frog all of these, I can cake them up and figure out where in my stash organization they'll go, and I'll finally feel a lot more comfortable with just putting everything away and knowing where everything is. For the rest of February, I want to try to finish at least one of the projects that I set aside. Since it's February, finish it February or whatever. I really hope that is the video that is going to be coming out after this one. So if you're interested in maybe seeing me finish one of these projects, please consider liking this video and subscribing so that you don't miss whenever that video comes out. So yeah, thank you so much, you guys, for being here, and I hope that I will see you again in the future. Hasta la próxima! Ciao!